Hello, welcome to the Grand Prix podcast. Hi everyone. Yeah, wow, big crowd tonight. So this piece, I just want to give a little context first, if that's okay. I've been working on this collection for about 6 months now. It's loosely inspired by the ocean, reusable plastics, and weirdly, the Drive to Survive's Netflix series, which I think is the greatest American novel of our generation, genuinely. The piece I'm about to read is from a sequence I'm calling Late Capitalism in Florida. It interrogates the relationship between speed, spectacle, and I think the soul. I should say, I don't normally say this, but I think this might be the best thing I've ever written. So please be kind and snap if you're feeling it. This piece is called Miamus.
I'm so confused. Are you going to do spoken poetry?
Miami. My am
Oh my
me.
gosh, he is.
But it's not just me. It's Miamus. It's race day every Sunday, and when the lights go away, we all sit and pray at the altar of speed, of oil and men, of carbon and clutches, and here we go again. We've built our cathedrals out of grandstands and steel. We sing our hymns through engine notes and squeals, and our gospel is written in sector times and laps and delta gaps and strategy traps, and we kneel to the holy trinity of qualifying quali mode. And did you see that overtake on lap 8, mate? We don't worship gods anymore. We only sin.
Ooh.
Jesus died for our sins. Cynthia. Jesus died for our Cynthias. We worship brands now. We worship logos. We worship the three-pointed star and the prancing horse and the bull that gave us wings. We don't pray for the rain, we pray for strategy. We don't kneel at the pews, we kneel at the paddock club, where a wristband costs more than rent and the canapes cost more than a conscience. But conscience came pre-packaged, brand-managed, Liberty-sanctioned. Lady Liberty lifts her torch whilst Liberty Media lifts its share price. Lady Liberty welcomes the huddled masses whilst Liberty Media welcomes the paying subscribers. Liberty Media was a gift from the French, whilst Liberty Media is a gift to the shareholders. It's the same name. The same country, the same crowd, but a different gospel. One was built to let people in and the other was built to keep them watching. They sold her silhouette to the sponsors, sold her poem to the paywall, sold her promise to the highest bidder in a hospitality suite, put her torch on a jet, put her crown on a cap, and put her name on a Sunday afternoon in Miami. Because the money in this paddock isn't spent, it's deployed, not invested, not injected, it's enjoyed, it's employed to protect what's projected, to perfect what's perfected, to resurrect what's expected of a sport that's self-elected. Receipts on receipts on receipts on receipts. 1 billion to enter, 1 billion to compete, 1 billion to the winner, and 1 billion to repeat. And somewhere in the spreadsheets a number hits a peak, and the number is the sport, and the sport is the technique of turning passion into a paycheck that you can't critique. Because to critique is to kill it, and to kill it is to kneel is to admit that the whole damn thing is real, and the real thing is the receipt, and the receipt is the creed, and the creed says spend faster than the man in the lead.
Wow.
I haven't finished.
Oh.
But the man in the lead doesn't lead no more, he follows the delta, follows the data, follows the voices in the earpieces saying box, 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 like a prayer recited later, and we call him a driver, but the driver is driven, and the driven is the given line that he must live in. And we, the witness, the watchers, the willing, we who paid for the seat and paid for the streaming, we who swore we came for the racing but stayed for the feeling. We are the fuel, we are the flame, we are the fire that burns with the brand and the name. Miami, my am me, but this isn't just about me. It's all of us. It's Miamus.
That was epic.
Thank you so much.
The Cynthia, Jesus died for our Cynthias. It bothered me so much. Where is it from?
21 Jump Street.
Yes! I was picturing Jonah Hill in my head, and I was just like, when the fuck did he say that?
Do you know that quote?
No.
Oh.
It bothered me so much. As soon as you said it, I was just like, come on, brain, activate. It also made me think of anger, fury,
Yes,
motherhood.
Chili Georgia. Now that I get the reference.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
That was brilliant.
Thank you.
How long did it take you to write that?
About 35 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I think, if this podcast and your other actual career don't work out, you should go into spoken word.
What do you mean? That is her actual career.
Well,
She does
no.
that every weekend.
The fuck? I work at the circus. You know this.
Oh, yeah.
The fuck?
Yes, it's
she's
part
wearing
of
the
your
shoes
act.
now.
Literally.
Yeah. And the face makeup.
Yeah.
But that's just a regular.
Yes, I'm called Clumsy the Clown. You've seen my act.
Yeah,
She
sorry.
just walks into walls and drops things.
Exactly.
Sorry, I was trying to keep it a secret from the audience.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, Clumsy the Clown. Clumsy the Clown.
Clumsy. See the
Clumsy. Come see the clown.
Whoa.
Come see the crown. I've got nothing.
You had the delivery of spoken word.
I have to reiterate this to anyone listening. I did drama growing up, and it really was the main.
No.
Ironically,
Would not have been able to tell.
hey, ironically, my mum took me to drama club because I was really shy, and my mother has said in the last
It was
few
the
years,
biggest mistake of her life.
No, she said maybe it worked too well, but she can't take that back.
No.
So there we go. Racing's back.
It is. After
Racing's
a very
back.
long hiatus.
And you'd think it would make a better comeback.
She threw down the gauntlet quick.
I had some news to go through first.
Listen, okay, I'll let you go through the news first. I
Yeah.
have thoughts. Well, I have one thought about the race, but I'll let you go through the news first.
Could you summarise your one thought in a sound bite?
Boring!
No,
As like a sound effect.
Sorry, I misread the situation.
Reload.
Nah.
No,
That's still a word.
I was thinking something like, "Meow."
Mm.
Okay, well, you just copied mine.
What? I don't know. It's
The ocean.
no, it's like that little like ball thing in the middle of a desert.
Tumbleweeds.
Tumbleweed.
Whole thing in the middle of a desert.
I was gonna say like dust ball or something.
Dust ball,
It's
yeah,
called
nice.
Tumbleweed because that was how it made me feel.
Have you ever felt like a tumbleweed in the middle of a desert watching the Miami
She's
Grand Prix? What?
She's cancelled.
Why?
Katy Perry.
Why is she cancelled?
She rubbed her fanny on Ruby Rose's face.
Oh
I
God, she
believe.
did.
Yeah.
Sorry, why am I saying like I was there? Yeah, sorry, I forgot that news story.
It's hard to keep track.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, I don't understand. Why is it when you get rich and famous, your first thing, like you have money, you have gold, you have glamour, you have loads of events to go to. Why is the first thing people do is like assault people?
It's a power thing.
Yeah, but why? Like, okay, so what? You just want to do everything that you normally can't do? Why does money have anything to do with that?
It's genuinely just power. It's like,
But
I
like,
feel
you can
untouchable.
hire, you can pay. Like, if a rich person came up to me and said, "Eat an entire jar of mayonnaise in one sitting, I'll give you £100," I would be doing it.
Just 100?
I love mayo. I'd do it for free.
I'd ask for like $1 million.
a
mayo
£1 million.
For a jar
Yeah.
of mayo.
Yeah.
They'd laugh in your face, throw the mayo on you, and run off.
Okay, 1,000 at
Oh,
least. No.
Mayo
Mayo on my face.
You'd have literal egg on your face.
But I'd take 1,000. And then I'd eat a jar of mayo.
Okay, what's the worst thing you'd do for 100?
I would eat a piece of gum that they had in their mouth.
That's a really low price. What
What
if
do you
they've got...
mean?
no?
Tonsillitis.
Thank you. I was going to say something
Is that
crazy.
is that transferable?
Yeah,
Tonsillitis.
it's contagious.
Is it?
Yeah, if it's bacterial or if it's
What
viral.
about if they have thrush?
How can I get thrush
You
from
can't,
chewing
but
their gum?
let's touch their thrushy tongue.
Tongue thrush, not fanny thrush.
Oh. Bro, have you seen tongue thrush?
Ew.
Yeah.
Okay, cancel that. I would.
Would you lick someone else's tongue? A stranger's tongue for
Well,
£100?
no, because if I'm cancelling the gum thing, I'm not gonna lick their tongue. I would.
Lick a sweaty forehead.
Ew. I'd cook them dinner.
The worst thing I said Would you suck a toe?
No.
I've seen you suck many a toe on a night.
No, I
You just set up in a booth at a club with a little sign, free toe
Yeah,
sucking.
she stays in the bathroom. Anyone listening, and whenever girls say, "Oh my god, my feet are really itching," that Reem's like, "Take them off," and then she sucks their toes.
Listen, get your toe kink out of my life. You've asked me to do it so many times and I've said no. Don't make it come onto the podcast.
Just because I have my socks off, stop staring at my toe. You're giving me toe contact.
Okay, but you're spreading them wide.
Me?
Yeah.
Because that's how I'm sitting. I just have a gap between my toes. Shut up, man. Hey, too much.
Come on, worst thing you do for 100?
I'd suck their finger.
That's a mad intimate act.
Okay, so any listeners with an extra £100 sitting around?
Reem will suck your fingers dry.
Yeah.
One finger.
But
for
you get
2
to pick.
seconds.
You don't get to start laying out terms after the transaction.
Yes, I have terms and conditions. 2 seconds, one nice suck.
Do they...
On one finger of choice.
I am taking that quote and making it my ringtone.
And I need to see them wash their hands before, because some people scratch their bum holes.
Specifically.
That's really specific.
Why are you scratching your bum hole right
I'm
now?
scratching. I'm actually scratching somewhere I don't want to say on pod. But it wasn't that crazy. It's just under my boob.
How have you not applied for best tangent?
How have we got an F1 podcast and yet we refuse to talk about F1? How about that? Whoever's listening, look at the timestamp of this podcast and see how many minutes it's been since we've actually spoken about anything to do with F1.
Just as a precaution for every single episode of ours, just go to the 35-minute mark. That's when we actually start talking about F1.
I would love that if we just did half an hour of just being able to just get whatever is off
That's
on our chest.
essentially
Oh, God,
what we do.
what have you got in your chest you want to get off?
In my chest. I booked a trip to Japan.
Ooh.
And what are the dates and the places you're going to be on specific dates?
And what flight are you taking? What's the flight number?
You think I booked a holiday and flights in the same day? And what am I fucking made of money? I do this podcast for fucking free, lad. Payment plan, hello. I will be going to Japan at some point in the near future.
Nice.
And if anybody follows me there, I don't care if you listen to my podcast, I'll fucking punch you in the throat. I'm going to be travelling on my own, so please don't fucking come up to me, talk to me about Grand Prix, that'll freak me the fuck out. I'm going to be popping calms like they're going out fucking fashion and meeting people I don't know. Well, this sounds really dodgy without the context. We did a solo travel trip, oh my god, which we mention every single time we do the fucking recording, because it's something that we all shared trauma-wise. But we did... I decided my frontal lobe has finally formed at the ripe age of 30. And I decided, I think I'm ready to book a solo trip. So I'm going to go to Japan and I'm going to be there for 10 days. But I'm going to go and see lots of Buddha statues. Fun fact, I'm not actually Buddhist, but I have a weird affinity for Buddhism. And I love looking at Buddha. He makes me feel so seen, BMI-wise.
Everyone in the comments...
Jesus is ripped, bro. He's so ripped. That's not obtainable. I don't look good in sandals, and I can't pull off a robe. But Buddha, he's out here, man. He's got little wobbly boobs and everything.
Everyone in the comments, list the souvenirs you'd like us to buy from Japan, and
You
we'll
know
send
what?
it in the post.
3 people in their whole life has commented on our comments. And, the other 3 are us 3. So just text me. If you're hearing this and you know me, just text me, bro. Don't be hanging around in our comments. There'll be a dust ball. Sorry, tumbleweed. But yeah, I'm very excited. Do you know what's been weird? It's that Reem's been weirdly involved in a trip she's not going on. You've been telling me.
Excited for you.
You said about half an hour before we started recording that you're thinking of going on a trip to Japan and also Korea.
Yes.
Because you want to try eggs and skincare.
Yes.
Like, right, close your ears. I just want some fucking peace.
Did I say I'm going with you? Did I say I'm going with you?
If you pop up when I'm in Japan, not only would I die laughing, but that would be so fucking weird.
You would love it.
I'd be wildly confused. Especially impressive with your organisation of getting all the visas sorted, the flights, tracking me down in Japan. That would be impressive.
I could literally just text you.
Oh, yeah. That's what I have on my chest, is I have a lot of money I need to spend.
Well, I've been spending a lot of money that I don't have because the thing I want to get off my chest is I decided, I went to the garden centre to buy a plant.
Don't you start spinning a narrative that will spin you out of control, lady. It'll get you in a damn daze.
Okay, and it is factual. I needed to buy a plant.
Oh my God, welcome back to Gaslighters Anonymous. What is happening over there?
I needed to buy a plant, and the garden centre has like a pets and aquatics section that also is like sort of attached to it. So I knew that the only way to convince the girls to go with me to buy my plant was to say, oh, we can go look at the hamsters.
Codependence.
I just wanted to spend time with my friends.
Oh, okay, I take it back.
Thank you. And so I agreed to take them into the pets and aquatics centre as well. Once I've bought my plant, we do that, and then is like, oh, let's look at the fish, let's look at the fish.
Because they got hamsters.
Yeah, they got rid of the hamsters. Animal cruelty sort of thing.
Whoa. The garden centre doesn't abuse them.
No. Oh, no, of course not.
Allegations.
Yeah, no, that's not what I meant. It's just that no one was buying them, so they were just living in the garden centre for like
and
months
that's no
on
life.
End.
That's no life.
Exactly. Yeah. Near a main road as well. The cars probably scared them.
Yeah.
But they then wanted to go look at the fish, and they were just like, oh, look at this fish, Nav, why don't you get some fish? So I was just like, the adrenaline was high. I just bought a plant. I was really happy, and they were like really egging me on, so I bought an aquarium.
Egging you on?
You were.
Egging you on?
Yes.
You were the one that go and spoke to the man that worked there.
Yeah, because you guys got the idea of having some pets, like having a
You
little pet
have
as an
free will.
I know, but I also have I get easily influenced.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You are one of the most difficult people to influence I ever known.
I'm impulsive with my spending.
Oh, let that sit for a second.
Yeah. So I bought an aquarium for £100, and then we were looking at different pets and stuff, and we then discovered the axolotl for the first time and decided that was fucking adorable. So I wanted to get an axolotl, and then it turns out that the aquarium that I actually bought wasn't going to be big enough, so I had to replace it and get another aquarium, which was actually £300. So I got that. The girls treated me to decorations for it, set it up, been cycling my water, and then realised that an aquarium has to be 16 degrees Celsius for an axolotl, and mine was 24 degrees, so I had to buy a chiller, which was also £200.
I'm down nearly £80 on things for a pet I do not fucking own, by the way.
I'm down 500 for a pet that hasn't arrived yet.
Once again, you have free will.
I'm not going to cook my fucking axolotl. I'm not going to boil him.
But just as a side, because she's gaslighted the fuck out of the story to make us look like we forced her to buy this axolotl. On the day that she decided she wanted to buy the axolotl, I asked Nav if she's financially comfortable buying this axolotl, because I told her Reddit is saying it's expensive, and she said, yeah, I'm just gonna get the new tank. And then she got the new tank, and then she got the chiller, and then at any point she could have said, you know what, I'm just gonna keep the first tank and get normal fish. And she decided no, she's sticking to the axolotl.
By that point I was already like emotionally invested in the idea of an axolotl.
Yeah, but that's your own attachment issues.
But at that point, if I've already fixated on the idea of getting an axolotl, then fish would just be boring.
Also, shout out to... Oh, I don't know if she wants me to say her name. I won't say her name. Shout out to my friend Denzel, who came up with the name For Your Axolotl.
Yes.
Because, you know... I have a lot of fun friends who have come from different places in the world. She's Latina, and she came up with the name For Your Axolotl.
Yeah.
Which is, Nav wanted to call it Toothless, and then my friend Denzel on the bus said, she doesn't work on the bus, we were just on the bus at the time. And you know what? No one knows if that's wrong. Yeah, she works on the bus. And I saw her and I said, hey, Denzel, and I explained the story, and then she said, oh, instead of toothless, in Spanish, toothless means chimuelo. And so Nav was like, sold.
Yeah. So when Chimuelo is in the house and by default the studio for this podcast, he will start appearing in some socials.
ASMR with the axolotl.
Well, the chiller is quite loud. So if you hear that in the background of recordings, don't say anything.
Yeah, we can't have him like boiling without us realising.
No, exactly. Just for the sake of audio quality. That's just cruel.
Reem, anything to get off your chest, doll?
Ooh, glad you asked.
You look panicked, like you're not glad that I asked.
Well, I don't actually have anything.
Oh.
Nothing. Desert dust.
Come on, you're a fun person. Give me something.
did she complain?
Come on. Nav gave a great little story about gaslighting us about us being bad friends. I talked about you following me to Japan. Give them something. Let them in. Let the fans hear you.
Oh, okay, I have a nail story to tell.
Oh no, this is not going to make me look good.
Okay, so I went to get my nails done recently, and I went...
Context to this. Reem has a heavy portion of her personality carved out to her nails.
Yeah.
She always has exquisite nails and has beautiful hands because her nails always look on point.
Thank
As a
you.
friendship group, we always have our nails looking good. But unfortunately, things unravelled.
Don't tell my story for me.
I was giving you an intro.
Okay.
Things unravelled at my nail place, which I feel really responsible for.
So, for context, I didn't just randomly decide to follow Izzy to her nail place, but the last time she got her nails
It's kind
done...
of a trend with you.
No! The last time
Following
she-
her everywhere, huh?
The last time she got her nails done, she got this really cute French tip design that was all different colours, and I thought was really, really well done. And I really liked it, and I had went and done a pedicure at that place, and I really liked their pedicure.
With
so
me?
I was like, yes. So I was like, let me go with her the next time she goes and does her nails, and I'll get my nails done. And I wanted to go for a new design because I don't know if you know, but we're shortlisted for the Golden Lobes, which is happening this week. And I wanted to get some nice nails for the Golden Lobes.
And if we don't talk about it on the next episode, don't fucking ask how it went.
It means we
Yeah.
lost, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, I'm quite picky about my nails, and I like them to be done properly. So we went
Fucking
there.
ouch.
So we went there, and I always get biab on my nails. So first red flag, I didn't like the way that the nail technician applied the biab, because instead of doing the gel thing where they, do it properly and then they make you turn your hand and make sure that it's not like bubbling up and that it doesn't look thick, he didn't do that. He just did the normal like kind of nail polish biab, so I didn't really like that. It was also not very smooth after it came out of the UV thing when it set. I thought it was, again, a little bit bubbly. Did not like it. And then the base was quite like this pinkish colour, which is not what I had in mind. And then we did the French tip. French tip was fine. He did a lovely job with the French tip. And then I wanted these like gold stars in the middle of the nails. And he didn't have the proper colour of gold, but still went ahead with doing it anyway. And then I also didn't like the way that he ended up doing the stars, because I saw the ones that Iz did before and I quite liked those, and they were very different. And I think he just didn't have the skill for it. I think the other technician did have the skill for it. I think he just didn't, but refused to admit that he didn't, so he still did it anyway.
And Reem is a very, very kind individual. Very gentle. But she sort of went into Karen mode, but also sort of didn't. And the
Wait, guys, why have I not heard this before?
Oh, well, the awkwardness became that Reem was creating an atmosphere where you could tell she wasn't happy with it, and his English wasn't great, so he wasn't understanding the subtlety of the language Reem was using that she was hoping would translate to do it better. And it was too subtle for him to notice, but it was obvious enough for me to notice, and I was thinking, thank fuck they're not my nails. And I was watching that happen, and basically any time he was doing one hand, Reem was like closely inspecting the other. Like like really closely, and I could tell she hated everything about it. My favourite part of the story was when we left. We sat down outside for a bit and we were just discussing Reem's worst nightmare. And this is what I think boys think girls talk about. She was like, do my nails look fat? I don't think it was the most girl thing I have ever heard someone ask me ever.
Well, also, like, my nails had grown really long before that, like, too long. I did need to get them shortened. But I asked for, like, a quarter of the length to be shortened, and he went for half. So they looked like little stumps afterwards. They're still long. I've still got an almond shape, but they're not as long as I'd like, and not long enough for this certain nail art. So I still did say thank you.
She
I
did.
didn't carry an out.
She didn't.
But I wasn't impressed.
And
dear.
she also, in the nail shop, said, do these stars look like crosses? I don't want them to look like crosses. And I had to convince her that a cross like a Jesus cross would be shorter on the long waist.
That's what I had to get off my chest.
So what are you giving them out of 10?
6.
I actually think they're really nice. But to be honest with you, the ailments that you said at the time, I've seen them longer and I kind of know what you mean. Like the pink colour, I know you wanted nude.
Yeah.
I went for a proper pink, but it doesn't look that bad on my nails. But I think where your skin tone's slightly darker, it does look more, because I think they're probably the same colour.
And then Izzy's mum called them Chavvy.
Hey, Izzy's mum called both of our nails Chavvy, and it really hurt my feelings.
She'd like my nails. Context, I do my own nails.
Yeah, well, I'm doing, I hate to be that friend that's always doing interesting things, but I am. I'm doing a dance showcase. Shout out Denzel, who works on the bus, who will also be dancing. Oh my God, Denzel can really move. Anyway, much love to Denzel. And my other friend, Colin, who can also dance. Shout out Denzel and Colin. Yeah, I got little diamonds. These are by far the gayest nails I think I've ever had in my life. Like they're neon orange tipped French tip nails because I've got to wear a bright orange t-shirt to dance in. Honestly, I could give you context, but I just don't care to. I asked for little stars, and then she said something like, "You want diamond as well?" And she said it in such a way that I was like, "Yeah, life's for living, let's do it." And then she went, "Okay." And then as she started putting them on, I thought, oh. I feel like well, maybe this wasn't the right way to go. And they're really 3D. Like I've been trying to. There's been certain things I can't get my cards out of my wallet when I try and pay for the bus. I don't take the bus. I take my own personal Tesla. I can't get the.
You already said you've been on the bus.
No, I was just traveling. I was just hopping on Denzel's bus to say hello. I drive.
It's a personal bus.
It's a personal bus. Yeah, air conditioned, private, Mercedes. Anyway, I know meant to be unbiased. Toyota. But yeah, they're actually a bit impractical. And I think that if I was to do anything heavy lifting, they're going to ping off. I hope they don't ping off when I'm dancing. Can you imagine if I'm doing my little? I have a little freestyle solo. So does Denzel.
But then the other day when we were watching the race, actually.
Oh shit! Yeah.
and met up with Izzy's friends Denzel and Colin.
Yep.
And Iz was showing off her nails, and she's like, "I'm never gonna get this color again. Like, this is so out there. It's such a stupid color. Like, I'm only doing it for the showcase, but I will never ever get this orange again. It's so ugly." And I looked at her and I was like, "I've done this color before. Multiple times.
Multiple times.
Yes.
You've got
I remember
behind this
her.
orange.
I remember seeing her with them in the summer before.
Yeah.
Did I know you then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yes, and he complimented them, lying
I?
liar.
Yeah, but
Billy
I
bullshit
probably liked them on you, but I don't want to look like a traffic cone, doll.
You calling me a traffic cone?
No, I mean same height, but no.
What do you mean? I'm 5'7"?
You could stand on an ice cream van and you'd still be under 5 foot.
I'm at least 5'5".
None of us are at least 5'5", babe.
Yes, I'm the tallest one in the group, I know.
My mum once drove past us walking somewhere and she said it looked like 3 of the dwarfs from Seven Dwarfs and Snow White.
Well, since your mum has slated your nails, I must admit I did think they were a bit garish when I first saw them.
She admits this on the podcast for the first time.
Since we're getting things off our chests.
Oh, that's hurt my feelings.
Oh, I'm so
though.
sorry.
know
But
what?
I
I
know
think
they're
that's-
only for the showcase.
I also, well, to be fair, this isn't actually what I wanted.
No, exactly.
Their airbrush machine broke, which pissed me off because I was like, get it together.
It's like when you want a Mackie D's milkshake and they say the milkshake machine doesn't work.
Yeah, but you don't pay £58 for a
No.
fucking McDonald's milkshake. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus. So me and Reem had to keep ducking out of the way because they kept trying to test it with colour in it. I'm like, I don't want to come out and look like a fucking what's it, dickhead.
They
Like, move out the way.
pointed it at me at one point and they were about to test it and I literally went... this will not translate on the podcast, but I leant back very viciously.
What you lot didn't see was Reem went into like double chin mode and just moved back and didn't say anything. You are fun.
Thank you.
You both are. What a
Well,
guess.
girlies, well done. We've made it to 35 minutes without properly talking about the race.
Shit. Okay. Okay, daily prick. Who wants a daily prick? Order up. That's literally not what you say. Order up. What a fucking fat-coded comment. Eat. No, what the fuck is it?
It's
Etc. Etc. For God's sake. I was going to say etc. Etc.
Extra, read all about it.
Extra. Prick all about it. Anyway. Can't even summon the will to fucking say that again. Kimi Antonelli needs some new mentors. I don't like
Why?
my voice. How do I figure that out?
Wait, back to Kimi Antonelli for a sec.
Serious news reporter voice.
Kimi Antonelli needs some new mentors. Kimi told German publication Bild that the open mentorship he'd received from Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen during his rookie year had cooled down now that he was leading the championship and that the two world champions had stepped back.
How much more mentorship does he need?
Literally.
Well, none, but now that he's winning, they're both like, fuck you.
Yeah, fair.
Fair fucks. You're not a rookie anymore. Grow up.
Yeah, but you mentor them early, so then when they win, then you claim all the glory.
Yeah.
Lewis probably just said, just be fast, innit? And now he's like, yep, that's my teachings. Off to fuck a Kardashian. The Lambiasi bombshell.
Yes.
That would be his drag name. Next. Giambiero GP Lambiasi has been Max Verstappen's only race engineer since 2016 and joined Red Bull in 2015. But Red Bull confirmed GP will leave at the end of his 2027 contract to join McLaren as Chief Racing Officer. Apparently, he had previously turned down an offer to become Aston Martin's team principal. Good fucking job that was.
Yeah.
Max has publicly said he would walk away from F1 if GP wasn't his race engineer. People have been speculating that this surprise move has come about from Max possibly signalling to his engineer that he himself was leaving and letting GP go plan his own career elsewhere in the paddock.
Ooh.
I put you on, baby. Don't play with me. Hashtag Coco Jones. Hashtag judge whatever. I don't care.
You look like you care.
It was really embarrassing, isn't it? I don't even know what I was trying to say. The Ferrari tech war. Ferrari hasn't won a championship since 2008, but the Scuderia turned up to pre-season testing with 3 legal innovations that nobody else had spotted in the rulebook, and have now spent the season making the rest of the grid play catch-up. First came the Macarena. Hey, Macarena. If I know anybody who knows the words to that, you're such a fucking loser. Because everybody knows that the words are... I had to teach my mum what the Macarena, how to do the Macarena dance the other
Did
day.
she not know how to do it?
She hasn't got a fucking clue. 70
love
years
it.
on this planet. She didn't know it.
Year 6 school disco vibes. I love it.
Well, I did it as a joke. I was doing it to something, and then she said, she was like, I've always wanted to learn that. I said, it's not like Strictly, just learn it.
Do you remember the ketchup song?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there was a stupid little. You had to put your hands on the front of your forehead and then behind your head, and then you had to shake your knees.
legs. Yeah.
Such a fun song.
Yeah, but I don't. What was it about?
Ketchup.
Was it actually?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well,
It's literally
they should
another
have released a
language.
whole album like condiments, like mustard, ranch, HP, brown sauce,
Mayo.
mayo. That could be a whole album in itself. Oh,
The things you can do with mayo.
oh, just call me Mayo.
Where are we going with this?
I don't know. First came the Macarena wing, a flip-flopping active aero design. Ferrari toned it down at China after the FIA raised legality concerns, and then reintroduced it at Miami after a filming day at Monza. Then the Halo winglet. That's a cute name. A small wing on either side of the Halo's central column. It came back at Miami in a redesigned black version made from compliant material. Lewis ran it on Friday, Charles didn't. The race reported that the FIA plans to ban it for 2027 on safety grounds, which doesn't require team agreement. But the big one is the exhaust wing, officially flick tail mode.
Ooh.
Your axolotl will have that.
Yes.
A tiny wing tucked behind the tailpipe that exploits Ferrari's gearbox positioning. Haas copied it first in China because they buy their rear end from Ferrari. Like Kim Kardashian bought her rear end from a surgeon.
But why aren't they performing better?
Oh, don't do that. That's so rude.
It's true.
That's like if I bought new gym wear and you said, like, why aren't you skinnier? Like, I'm like trying.
Are they?
You talking about house? You talking about me, bitch?
It's up to you to decide.
Thin ice. Don't say I'd fall into a lake if it had thin ice on it. I swear to fucking God. Why are you pointing at saying I thought about that now? I'll fucking say love you on you fucking dickheads. How fucking dare you?
Thick ice.
You calling me thick? You said I'd need thick ice to hold me up. Can I get through one headline without you calling me fat? Laughing like a pack of fucking skinny hyenas. Fuck you both.
Thank you.
Fuck you. I'm saying it to be funny. I'm looking.
Love you.
Love you.
Tell her her fingers look fat after the nail appointment.
You know it's not true.
No, it's a sore spot the way you whispered that. They look fine. Why is your mouth open?
Just fine.
Shock.
Then 6 more teams turned up at Miami with their own versions: McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull, Williams, Alpine and Cadillac. The FIA has confirmed all current designs are legal but plans to outlaw the whole concept for 2027.
Boring.
McLaren's own designer, Rob Marshall, basically admitted on the record that the team thought the rules were watertight and Ferrari proved them wrong. For the team that spent nearly 20 years not winning titles, being the one everyone else is copying is kind of vindication. Regulation tweaks for Miami. Now, figure out what the fuck this means. An FIA FOM teams PUM meeting.
An FIA.
Yeah.
FOM.
FOM
teams
PUM meeting.
Principal.
Nope.
people
No.
participate.
Mistake.
No.
Practical.
What's that Kanye West song?
Practice.
Power
Yeah.
unit manufacturers.
Correct.
I knew that.
Yeah, of course you did.
What's DRS?
Enough now.
Come on,
Not every episode.
come on.
Drag.
I heard that, Isabel.
I didn't say nothing.
Drag reduction system.
Well done.
That FIA FOM Teams PUM meeting, which is the FIA is the governing body, FOM is Formula One management, the teams are the F1 teams, the PUM is the power unit manufacturers. Meeting confirmed adjustments, including a recharge reduction from 8 millijoules to 7 millijoules to encourage more flat-out driving and reduce excessive harvesting. In practice, the harvest limit dropped from 8 to 7 millijoules in qualifying, and super clipping was bumped to 350 kilowatts to make speed profiles more predictable. The drivers' reaction seemed to be unanimous in that it was a small step in the right direction. Lando told the press the changes were a small step, but not yet at the level F1 should be, and Max said the new regs are still not how he'd like to see racing. Big shock. Let's talk about SQ, baby.
Let's talk about you and me.
Let's talk about all the good things, all the bad things that may be. Let's talk about SQ. A little bit. Sorry.
Just to let the audience know, I'll confess something. I slept through Sprint.
On a bus.
I watched the first minute and then I fell asleep on the bus and then I woke up for the last lap and it was the same thing.
It wasn't.
Nothing changed.
It wasn't. You just didn't really look.
Nothing changed.
For the people listening at home, Reem does have quite bad eyesight. She wears contacts every day. And when
Yeah.
she first wakes up, everything's blurry despite wearing contacts. So I think she probably just thought, like, looks the same to me. They're going round in a circle. But there was changes.
Barely.
There wasn't loads of changes, I'll give you that. But you made no effort to stay awake.
Yeah.
And I was on a bus with you,
Yeah.
with your head on my shoulder. And I assumed
Yeah.
you were just a bit tired, so you leant your head on my shoulder. And I thought you were still watching it. And then I said out loud, for a whole busload of people to hear, like, God, it's not much happening, is there? And I was like, Reem? And then I looked and you were like, and I was like, great, I'm talking to fucking nobody. Fucking dead to the world.
It was boring and I was tired.
Yeah, that's both true.
Yeah.
SQ had Ferrari briefly looking like the real deal. Leclerc topped the times by over a tenth to Antonelli, with Verstappen planted and the Mercedes pair quick but not dominant. The drop zone fell as expected. Both Aston Martins, both Cadillacs, a Williams and a Racing Bulls eliminated. Stroll never even set a time after parking with brake issues. Alonso's only valid lap was over 10 seconds off the next slowest car, prompting the race to note that Aston Martin Junior Murray Boyer, who'd run in practice, was technically the team's fastest pilot of the day.
That's embarrassing.
Perez took the moral victory, nearly 6/10 clear of Bottas and within touching distance of SQ2 on Cadillac's fourth ever weekend. SQ doubled down on the Ferrari Mirage. Leclerc fastest by nearly 2/10 over Piastri, with Mercedes off the pace. Verstappen was tidy, McLaren were lurking, both Audis, both Haas and both Racing Bulls were knocked out, while Albon's lap for 14th was retroactively binned for the track limits violation the FIA missed in real time, eventually demoting him to 19th on the sprint grid. The standout was Franco Colapinto, who outqualified Gasly for the first time all season. Alpine reckon they have finally managed to find out where his pace is and where it had been hiding. SQ3 flipped the form book. Ferrari, untouchable on medium, simply couldn't get the soft to switch on. Leclerc's 1/10 advantage over Piastri became 3/10 deficit to Norris, and Hamilton ended 7/10 off pace and behind Verstappen. The 7-time champion finished as the second best Ferrari behind a Red Bull. Norris took pole with a scruffy lap. Antonelli was second after a serious final sector burst. Piastri third, with the not championship leader Russell only sixth, and surprised by how much the field had closed over the break. Verstappen took fifth, his best qualifying of the season. The car finally one he could trust a little bit more. Final sprint grid was Norris, Antonelli, Piastri, Leclerc, Verstappen, Russell, Hamilton, Colapinto, Hadjar, Gasly.
Colapinto was a surprise up there.
He was a surprise up there. What did we think about sprint quali, or would you like to go straight to sprint race?
I think who told McLaren that they were allowed to be fast again?
Oh my god, yes. I was not expecting them to actually be back in the game because they had such a shit start to the season. But Alpine, Franco Colapinto, I'm genuinely very, very impressed, because it would not have been on my bingo card that this year Alpine would actually do quite well.
Yeah, same.
I had hope for them. I don't know, you guys are hated, man.
Oh, we can go back and listen to the Red Flags, White Lies episode and see where you ranked them.
I don't want to. I was hopeful, though. I like Alpine, you know. I don't really like Flavio Briatore, but I like the drivers, and I think that they deserve to have some good qualifying moments and some good racing. And I think they're doing really well.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Like them. They get a humble thumbs up from me.
Nice.
Because with the sprint weekend, although it's very exciting, it all blends into fucking one. I'm just going to go through the sprint race so we can get into some talking. Formula One was back with a sprint race that ended Mercedes' 2026 monopoly in 19 laps. Lando Norris converted his Friday pole into a lights to flag McLaren win, with Oscar Piastri 4 seconds back and Charles Leclerc on the podium another 2.5 seconds adrift after running wide, chasing the McLarens in the closing laps. Kimi Antonelli started second and was fourth by turn 1 after another bad Mercedes getaway, then collected 3 track limits warnings, the black and white flag, a 4th violation on the last lap, and a 5-second penalty that dropped him to 6th. George Russell inherited 4th. Max Verstappen, who'd been brawling with Lewis Hamilton for half the race, inherited 5th, his best result of the season, and behind them, Lewis was 7th, Pierre Gasly was grabbing the last point in 8th. But the drama started before the lights went out. Nico Hülkenberg's Audi caught fire on the reconnaissance lap and never made it to the grid. Arvid Lindbad's Racing Bulls didn't make it out of the pit at all after a Parc Fermé breach. Then Gabriel Bortoletto crossed the line 11th and got disqualified for an engine intake air pressure breach, capping a genuinely catastrophic afternoon for Audi. 20 cars started, 18 were classified, and McLaren took 8 points off Mercedes in a single Saturday.
Damn.
Let's talk about it. What are your opinions on Miami sprint, quali and race go?
Okay, so I think the start of 2026 season was already kind of like seeming to be a bit of a potentially boring season because Mercedes were the standout team. They obviously had the best car and still have the best car. And Ferrari was the only other team that seemed to be competitive. So seeing McLaren actually do really well in the sprint, despite having a shit start to the season and Lando winning the sprint, makes it just a tad more exciting because it means, okay, we might have an actual fight halfway through the season between Mercedes, Ferrari and McLaren, which will make it more and more interesting to watch because currently the only other fight was those two teams, the red and the silver.
It's going to be a development race till the end, I think, because I think that McLaren haven't suddenly come out of the gates and, you know, randomly been quick. I'm pretty sure that Mercedes just haven't brought as big of an update package. So even though they've been winning, and, you know, they have been winning a lot so far, I think they're still catchable.
Yeah.
And I think that realistically, Mercedes held its upgrade fire, and it was the only top team without a major package this weekend. And
I think it shows, for sure.
Red Bull's revamp seemed to have transformed them from like a distant fourth to now front row contenders suddenly. McLaren's upgrade let them beat Mercedes for the first time all year, brackets, in the sprint. Ferrari brought a lot, but didn't seem to get much for their money. And Canada is the next pivoting point, because Mercedes will finally bring its update to its car. So ultimately, I think that this is something that is a bit moany from me, but it's honest. I'm kind of missing a head-on-head battle in Formula One.
Yes.
I know that 2021 got ugly. I know that 2021 got controversial. But everybody's a bit too fucking nice.
Yes.
I want people to get their fucking teeth in there.
Yes.
I need a Max Verstappen for a Max Verstappen. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
I need something. I need grit. I need nastiness. I need controversy. I need things said in a press conference that you should never say in a press conference.
Cattiness.
I want cattiness. I want bitchiness. You know what I want? I want Christian fucking Horner back. I want him. I want him back. I want that nastiness, that bile, that grit, that determination, that passion, that undeniable need to be a complete arsehole to get ahead. Everyone's too fucking nice.
Yeah.
I don't want you saying, oh, they did a great job. Yeah, these guys are so fast. I want you to hate each other.
Yeah.
I want drama. I want spirit. Do you know why? Max and Lewis made each other so much better.
Yeah.
Because they had to work so fucking hard in their own fucking league. I don't want to see a 19-year-old just sail to the fucking end. I don't want to see a Karen in the form of George Russell sail to the end. I don't want Leclerc and Lando and Oscar and George and Lewis to all be having. I want it to be a bloodbath. Okay,
well-
I want there to be grudges. I want there to be rivalry. I want there to be narcissists. I want there to be tic-tac. I want there to be tactics. I want there to be mind games. I want there to be things in the press. I want excitement, and I want a genuine battle, not between three teams. Oh, we've got 4-horse race. That's not a race. We're not at the derby anymore, okay? I want 2 fucking teams, 2 drivers, and I want drama every single week. I want Barcelona 2025, George and Max. I didn't sign up for this fucking nicey nice crap, okay? I can't deal with it. They are all lovely human beings, and I completely respect that. But I don't like it.
But grow a competitive bone.
I want something a bit meatier. I've been given the lovely veg. Give me the meat.
I mean, we had like a tiny glimpse of it last year in Canada when Lando crashed when he was trying to overtake Piastri. And then it was all like, oh, I'm so sorry, it was my fault, blah,
Blame
blah, blah.
it on the
And
other
then-
fucker.
Yeah, and then
me some
he
drama.
never did it again. And it's like, they had the perfect chance to have such a dramatic rivalry in 2025 because they were teammates, both of them fighting for the championship, and they let Max be the bitch who came to the top.
And Max wasn't the bitch. Max just wanted it more.
Yeah.
He's got the dog in him.
Yeah.
And I love him for that. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't always like him all the time. But
Yeah.
I have to say, without him, oh my God, they'd all be glazing each other like they're donuts. I need something good. I need something juicy. And I can't deal with it. There needs to be more competition in this sport currently.
Yeah.
Everybody is twindling and twaddling about, overtaking, going here, coming out, drinking water, having a nice chat in the podcasting room. Whatever happened to nastiness, okay?
Well, Reem and I were actually talking about this yesterday, and I threw out my suspicion on the situation. And I said that I think that after 2021, everyone kind of agreed that was like too far. And so everyone's kind of collectively been like, let's not have that again, mainly because of like the blurred lines of whether or not it's Lewis's or Max's championship sort of thing. But I think where some of like, you know, Silverstone and Monza and like some of those crashes were a bit like over the edge, I think that everyone collectively was just like, no, we're going to play nicer than that. And as a result, it's gotten really fucking boring.
I agree. Listen, by the way, I'm not saying I want people to be abusing people online,
No.
using racial slurs.
No.
I'm not going that far. I'm not saying I want people to be crashing each other out for the sake of it.
No.
I'm not saying just mindless idiocy that's going to be, you know, scary, life-changing and threatening and harmful.
But real racing.
What my point is that I think that 2025, although there was a lot of exciting moments, there was even the finale when there was lots of people that could calculatedly bin the champion. none of them really interacted on track.
No.
Whereas if you look at other racing throughout the years, and also look at any fucking F1 opener or closer VT, where they show the iconic moments of races, it's never the polite fuckers that make it into that VT. They're only the flash bits. Oh, someone was on a podium for 4 seconds. It's the grittiness. It's the Alan versus Prost. That's the same person. It's Senna versus Prost. It's Lewis versus Max. It's those, like...
Schumacher Hill.
Schumacher Hill, thank you. It's that you get, that you get with it. And I just feel like currently, if Mercedes are going to win it, I don't care who wins it, by the way. I really couldn't give a fuck. I just want a beautifully told narrative that we can follow. And the problem I have is for new fans, old fans, fans in general, people that hate the sport, I don't give a fuck, anybody applies. I don't like that if you were to watch it on a Sunday and you didn't really know much about the sport, you wouldn't be able to gauge who really was on top at the minute, because it's so choppy and changey. No, I don't want Mercedes to win every single race. What I want is for them to be challenged by at least just one other fucking team. Yeah. We have 11 of them. I just need one team. I mean, it's not going to be Ferrari, is it, for God's sake? And it's probably not going to be McLaren, I don't know. And it's probably going to be Max, but I don't know who it's going to be. But I need them to be consistently, every single weekend, on each other, at their necks, down their throat, and I'm just not feeling that's going to happen.
You know what? They all need a bit of Liam Lawson energy in them.
A bit of Liam, bit of Max.
Yeah.
Take any of the fucking Red Bull drivers, let's be honest.
Yeah,
apart from Arvid Lindbergh, he seems quite chill. And Isaac, he also seems quite chill. But, I need that, I don't agree with a lot of things that Christian Horner says, does, or has done, but I do...
He breeds a fighter.
Yeah, I miss that yappy dog energy. I do miss it, because there's not really much. It's all very I feel like that. Sorry, that was that. I did not explain that. I feel like when I'm reading headlines from Ferrari to Mercedes, it's like they say stuff like George was kind of a bit mean in the press a little bit about Ferrari, but it weren't really a thing. And
he doesn't mean it. He just didn't sleep well.
It's also just they're all really pleasant. I don't want them to be arseholes, really arseholes, but they're all lovely people. They're not fighting with the same intensity.
Yeah.
That past championships that really do right. They tell the test of time in the sport.
Do you think it's a generational thing?
I don't know what that means.
Do you think it's like Max and Lewis, they're like the older drivers?
Oh.
Right. Slightly. Max less so, obviously.
I was going to say,
still.
Lewis really is holding that boat.
But then you've got
Max really isn't hopping in that boat. Yeah. Max is in his unk phase, yeah.
They're like the old generation drivers, right?
The old gold.
Yeah, and then you've got the newer sort of drivers that all came in around the same time, Leclerc and Norris and Gasly and Albon and Sainz, and they're all a bit more Gen Z, zillennial sort of area.
Yeah.
Do you think it's maybe a generational thing? Drivers born after this date sort of lack the competitive edge?
I don't know if it's generational or if it's it's the age of social media and Drive to Survive and everything is image based. Because even the
potentially, but I also feel like if you were to give Charles Leclerc a rocket ship and you were to give Lando Norris a rocket ship and it was just those two, they only had to worry about each other, I think you'd see an entirely different side to them.
Really?
Yeah. It would be clear fucking cut. If Lando didn't have all this papaya rules nonsense and all that noise, and Charles didn't have all the noise at Ferrari, and it was just those two, they knew that every weekend they had to outperform this one fucker, I think you'd see a different side to both of them. They'd sit differently. They'd talk differently. They'd hold themselves differently. They would work with their engineers differently. There would be a different energy because suddenly the stakes are high and the aim is really clear. I don't need to beat 22 other people. I need to beat one fucker every single, and they would study that person until it would become an obsession. And if they were a really great championship winning person, they would go to the ends of the earth to beat one person.
So do you think then that they just don't see themselves as winning this year? Because surely you would go into it thinking
I think
everyone's my competition.
Yeah, of
You would
course, in like a
gauge it a
superficial
little
way.
bit, and then do you think it's more that they're now looking at it like, I'm probably not going to win this year, so I don't have to like have full dog energy?
Well, they can't have full dog energy. If you're looking at Ferrari, like they still have work to do. Their goal is getting back to the front. It's not fighting at the 100% front. It's not
But you should
working.
always be looking at who's on pole position and thinking, I'm going to beat them.
Yeah, but if your car physically can't get to that speed, your mentality is, I'm going to work like a fucking dog to get us to the front. And when our car's working, I'll deliver it. But that's not the same as thinking of it as, I'm going to win this year. You know, the stopwatch never lies. If you look at it and you're 4/10 off pole, you're not going to be like, fuck them, I'm going to win. You'll be saying to your team, like, we need to fucking work harder. We need to look at all this data. We need to put our heads together. It becomes more of an internal thing that you're thinking about, as opposed to looking externally as, that's the fucker I need to beat.
Well, I was saying to Nav when we were having that conversation, based on like watching old clips of F1 and old rivalries and all of that. Obviously, like some teams had better cars than the others, and they probably had more tech and whatever. But it didn't seem like such a stark difference from team to team. So a lot of it seemed skill based, which is why there were rivalries and all of that. Like a lot of it did rely on skill, as well as like a small push with the car being slightly better. But the 2026 season and the 2025 season, and probably 2024 as well, it's more about who's got the best car. And all of the skill is like a second thought. And I think that's what doesn't make it interesting, because you're no longer looking at what the drivers can do. You're just looking at what the cars can do.
I think there's always, throughout history, there's always been dominant teams. And there's always been innovations through loopholes and genius, people and engineers in the background that has made the car make the big differences. Because Ferrari are, in history, the most decorated team in Formula One. So they have always had a competitive edge throughout the years. Yes, they've had periods of dominance and then periods of not being dominant, but they've always been somewhere in the conversation. The same with Williams, the same with McLaren. There's Mercedes, there's lots of different teams that have been dominant. So I think the car is the main component, because you are guessing it's not like a football team. The football, they go out, yes, they might have amazing boots on, they might have great kits has, sweat wicking material, but they're not putting on magic boots that then allows them to play faster, run faster, move faster, because the boots are controlling them. Whereas these athletes are being put into a car, and if that car can only get to 200 miles per hour whilst their competitor can get to 210, they're not ever going to get faster than that. So I do think the car has always been pivotal. What I think we're starting to see the effects of the budget cap, where teams aren't able to just, if they have a problem, and back in the day they would do this, if they had something where their car wasn't as fast, they would just chuck money at it. I mean, and someone like Mercedes, Red Bull, they can chuck hundreds of millions of pounds at a car and just fix the issue. Whereas now, they have to be really selective. And if they come into a season with a car that just isn't working, such as Red Bull did last year and Red Bull have this year, they can't just spend all their money upgrading, because they have to think about their development race. So I think also that plays into it. And then on top of that, all of these cars seem a lot more sensitive to circuit to circuit, to track to track. So you go to one circuit and it's like, Mercedes are really dominant. You go to the next track, Ferrari are doing really well. You go to the next track, McLaren are doing really nicely. And there's not that consistency. The cars seem more sensitive than ever before to different circuits, to temperatures, to wind, to rain, to all these different things, and even tyre to tyre, even going from one set of soft to another set of mediums, as we saw with Ferrari, they can go from being right at the front to 5th and 6th. They've turned the sensitivity up on nearly every single element on these cars, and now, no matter what you do with them, the working optimal window, you saw it last year. How many times did you hear a driver say, no, we just weren't in the working window, just wasn't quite in the window, we couldn't quite get it into the window, and suddenly they'd be off the whole fucking weekend. I think that has still been a hangover that stayed into this year too. Sorry for the ramble.
Should we talk about the actual race?
Oh shit.
How many minutes are we in?
An hour and 10.
Oh.
Q1 felt like a different sport from the sprint 4 hours earlier. Verstappen set an early benchmark with Norris a tenth behind before Antonelli, fresh off a 5-second sprint penalty that cost him fourth, beat Verstappen by over 4 tenths and rather changed the conversation. Russell escaped P12 to 7th on his final lap. Oscar Piastri ran the entire session on used tyres and dropped through the order as everyone else improved, scraping through 16th after Lindblad came a 10th from knocking him out, which would have been the shock of the year. Bortoletto's Audi caught fire after a single timed lap, and the 6 out were Lindblad, Alonso, Stroll, Bottas, Perez and Bortoletto. Both Aston Martins, both Cadillacs, and Audi in flames, and a rookie who almost sent Piastri home early. Q2 opened after delay to recover the smouldering Audi. Verstappen complained his tyres felt terrible and was displaced by Hamilton and Leclerc. Norris had a scary snap and aborted his lap entirely. McLaren later confirmed a boost issue, not a moment. Antonelli surged back to P1. The wind picked up to 25 kph gusts and turn 11, and the timing screens went haywire in the closing minutes. Verstappen reclaimed the top with a 1 minute 28.116 seconds. Leclerc third, and Norris scraped into Q3 in 7th on his final flyer. Sainz delivered the line of the weekend. What a joke, as Williams got both cars into Q2 and neither into Q3. Q3 started at a crawl with everybody going as late as possible, then the times arrived in a blur. Norris took provisional pole, Verstappen edged out by 0.002 seconds, that's 0.002 of a second.
Damn.
Leclerc went quicker, then Antonelli put down a 1 minute 27.798, the fastest lap of the weekend by some margin, and nobody on the final runs could match it. The Italian didn't even improve on his last attempt and didn't need to. Verstappen finished just under 2 tenths back, which on his current form felt like a moral victory, with Leclerc demoted to third at the last second. The final top 10 were Antonelli, Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, Russell, Hamilton, Piastri, Colapinto, Hadjar, Gasly. Mercedes' 4th consecutive pole, Antonelli's 3rd in a row, and a sprint result that had suggested the empire was crumbling turned out to be a Saturday's lie.
Good recap.
Thank you.
I mean, good for Antonelli. He should be very, very proud for his 3rd consecutive pole in a row. How embarrassing for Russell.
Yeah. He's getting shown up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on with little Russell, you know.
I think he's been, like, rather arrogantly saying that, you know, oh, it's still early days. I don't think it's clear that he's going to win the championship, blah, 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 blah. But he's putting a gap in the points. So maybe start worrying.
Yeah.
That your, 19-year-old teammate is going to win the championship before you.
I mean, Russell was a step behind Kimi literally all weekend.
Yeah.
And apparently he used the final 20 laps as a setup experiment and admitted that he prefers high grip tracks. And Toto Wolff called Miami Kimi's best race so far. If Kimi beats George in Canada, which is our next race coming up, this was also George's strongest race last year, if you remember, in 2025.
Yeah.
I think then George can really start panicking.
Yeah.
This could be a flash in the pan, but if it's Canada, which is a track he does very well at, then we can start to really bitch about him.
Kimi's already leading the championship, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Miami might not have been George's strong suit, whatever, but especially after the Bahrain and Saudi...
Say it how you want to say it, girl.
Bahrain and Saudi Grand Prix were cancelled. Miami was when he needed to lock in.
Yeah.
Because...
You've had a month.
Yes, and Kimi already showed him out in the Japan race. So it's just disappointing because the thing is, like, Mercedes is having obviously a very, very good year because they've got the best car on track for 2026. But this could all change in 2027. And another team could end up having the best car. Same thing that happened with McLaren. McLaren had the best car in 2025, and now Mercedes does. So this
it could all change in a matter of months. We're only, 4 races in?
Yeah, but if it stays on track for the rest of this year that Mercedes is the best, this could be George's only shot for a long time for him to actually win a championship. And if Antonelli wins it instead of him, I think I should retire.
Well, should we...
What?
Well,
No.
I was going to move us on, but that was wild.
Yeah, I think George has also been hit with some bad luck this season so far. He had an electrical issue in China. He had a safety car that was helping Antonelli in Japan, if you remember. And Miami is probably one of George's worst tracks, whilst Kimi absolutely loves it there.
Yeah.
And if you remember last year, he got sprint pole in Miami last year.
He did,
so it's a track that he does love. And for Kimi, he also had a lot of mistakes that he made in the sprint. It wasn't a great sprint for him.
Yeah.
He dropped right down, if you remember.
Yeah, and he kept having his track limits
He
issues.
had track limits, yep. And it shows that he still has some work to do.
Yeah.
He's still got a little bit of growing up to do. And look back to last year, we had Oscar Piastri. We thought he was unbeatable.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
absolutely early momentum king. But what happened? Across a season, he kind of hit a wall, and Lando's upturn in performance...
Well, the team might have put the wall in front of him.
Well, potentially, but I mean, also his performances after Baku really took a dip. He wasn't anywhere for a long time after Baku. That seemed to be a catalyst for the downturn in his performance. And just as that started happening, Lando started to really come into his own and had some really great performances. And suddenly, the whole championship swung.
Yeah.
So I'd say if Canada is still poo for George, then we need to have a serious conversation about where his head's at. But if we're giving Antonelli the flowers for Miami, which is one of his favourite tracks, we need to wait for George's favourite track in Canada.
Should we go on to talk about the race? Once again, Kimi Antonelli and his race start.
Yeah.
He needs to work on this.
Yeah.
He needs to... well, first of all, well done, Kimi Antonelli, you won.
Well done, Kimi Antonelli. He's got 3 poles, 3 wins, 3 for 3. He became the first driver in the sport's history to convert his maiden 3 poles into wins.
There you go.
Damn.
Yeah.
Which is impressive. But he needs to work on those race starts.
Yeah.
Because that's going to come and bite him on the bum one day.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, Kimi Antonelli has 100 points.
Ooh.
And George has 80. So he has got a 20-point lead currently.
Nice round numbers. I like that.
Like that, right? I think Kimi did a really good job in this race. But I think his main issue is the race starts.
Yeah.
Which is an issue with Mercedes generally.
Yes, but I feel like Kimi has got the real brunt end of it. Because in his race start, you saw even George went sailing past him for half a second,
Yeah.
So, I think that is his main issue. But I think he needs to just keep a cool head and try and block out all of that external noise and keep going with what he's going, because George won't be taking this for the rest of the season. He's going to be biting back. And if they have an upgrade, Kimi better hope that it works for both of those drivers and that he can get his teeth sunk into the setup and keep pushing forward and keep taking those poles and wins and really take the fight to George. But if it goes George's way, that momentum could swing very easily, and it's how Kimi recovers from that we need to analyse and make sure, can this kid really win it at such a young age with such a less experience than his counterpart on the other side of the garage?
Yeah. I mean, the race start itself was quite dramatic because he had Leclerc coming up from behind with his good start.
Yeah.
Max also got a really good start from P2 and Kimi didn't. And so they're going into the first corner, and then Antonelli and Max both lock up going into it, and then Max rides the curb a bit and then has a spin, and my word is he lucky that no one whacked him.
He's got amazing control when it comes to that steering wheel. My God. I've seen him do that in Turkey in 2020.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that race, look at the highlights. He does a perfect pirouette and manages to somehow keep it out of the barrier.
It looks graceful even though he's out of control.
Yeah.
But he's so lucky that no one hit into him and caused him any damage to his car.
Very true.
I was so shocked though, because he went from second to I think I looked away from the screen for a minute, came back and Max had dropped down the order.
Yeah.
And it was just very, very random.
I think he wound up 10th or something.
Yeah, but he did a good recovery.
Mm-hmm. He obviously pitted early when the safety car came out for... was it Hadger's? Was it Hadger and Gasly?
Oh, Hadger.
Yeah.
We'll talk about those, but he pitted early, put on the hards, and then basically just tried to get up as high as possible.
Yeah, he did a decent job.
He got driver of the day, did Max?
He did,
as well. Because he dropped down to 10th after that pirouette and then had to pit early, as you said, and then had to try and fight his way up the field.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not the situation you really want for Max. I'm sure he would have been very frustrated by that. But... Max is a fighter, he's through and through. He'll always get himself back up to where he needs to be. He loves a recovery drive. He seems to revel in a challenge. And I think he did a really great job to recover to where he did at the end of the race, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he finished 5th.
Yeah, really not bad. considering it was back down to 16th once he'd pitted.
Yeah.
And he made his way all the way up. So clever strategy from Red Bull just to lock on a pair of hard tyres and just go long and see what happens. I think they covered that really well. And obviously they had the threat of the rain, which never fucking came. And I hate it when they have races when they say the rain.
I know, it gets my
if I
hopes
can't
fucking
see
up.
the raindrops falling, it's nothing to talk about.
Literally. I had a fucking weather radar thing on my phone for Miami, and I was like looking at it, and I was like moving through the time and like seeing where the rain was going, and I was just like, it's nowhere near the fucking track. Why do they keep talking about rain? Okay, fine, maybe I don't have one that's like as high tech as theirs. Maybe I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and then the rain just never came.
In hindsight, we shouldn't have expected that much from Miami. Rain-wise.
Yeah.
Well, they moved it because they were worried about a threatening storm that was happening when the race originally was going to happen later in the day. So they moved it to earlier, and then they tried. I think they just did it for the drama of it. Like, just say there might be some rain, keep watching. Well, let's talk about some things that happened, shall we? Because that's literally why we're here. Hadjar crashed and Gasly got flipped.
Yeah.
Hadji.
Yeah.
2 early race retirements that triggered safety cars. Isaac lost his Red Bull all on his own. He'd been flying, in his own words, and then he wasn't.
A very rookie mistake.
Pierre's was more dramatic. He had contact with Liam Lawson, which tipped the Alpine and the car went upside down. Pierre was able to walk away. Liam pitted his racing balls afterwards with terminal damage. So between sprint non-starts, race crashes and Audi's continuing engine catastrophe, 3 teams left Miami with significantly less car than when they arrived.
The Gasly flip was very, very shocking, honestly.
It was
quite
shocking.
slow.
Yeah, it was shocking, but it was also like the slowest I've ever seen a car flip upside down. Like, I was like, how is it still trying to flip over? Really random.
And then Lawson was out after it as well as Gasly. I remember looking at the screen, it was Isaac was out, Lawson was out, Gasly was out, Hulkenberg was out. I still have no idea why Hulkenberg was out.
Yeah, same, to be honest.
And we watched the highlights again before the recording. And I
Don't
still
tell them our
didn't see-
secrets.
Well, it's just to refresh our memory. And I still didn't see why Hulkenberg was out. I'm still confused.
I still don't know either.
He just got no attention from the cameras.
Poor boy.
Yeah.
He retired early in the race due to engine overheating. The issue occurred during the opening laps, forcing him to abandon a potential point-scoring position.
Oh.
Well, now you know.
Hulkenberg. Yeah, now the mystery is solved.
The mystery solved.
Yes.
That chapter of our lives can close now.
Yes.
So, we have a few things to talk about. I want to talk about Charles Leclerc's final lap meltdown.
Oh, yes.
It was the most painful 90 seconds of Ferrari's season so far. I'm sure there'll be more. Leclerc had been third going into the closing laps, lost it out to Oscar Piastri on the back straight on the penultimate lap. And then on the final lap, he tried to claw the place back through turn 3, at which point he spun, glanced the wall and damaged the steering, and the car then couldn't turn right anymore. He cut corners at turns 4, 8, 11 and 15 to limp the car home and lost places to George Russell and Max Verstappen anyway, and then crossed the line 6th. And then,
to make matters worse,
the stewards got involved.
Yeah.
Charles
They needed to.
Yeah, Charles was
their
then investigated for 3 things: driving a damaged car in an unsafe condition, and I'd say tick for that; leaving the track multiple times to gain an advantage. Tick. The advantage was he needed to get the car around the circuit.
Yeah.
And contact with Russell at the final hairpin. Tick.
Yeah.
The steward's verdict was a mechanical issue is not a justifiable reason to leave the track repeatedly, and Charles cut corners 4, 8, 11 and 15 to keep his position. A 20-second penalty was applied, which was equivalent to a drive-through they would have given him during the race, dropping him to 8th behind Lewis and Franco Colapinto. His own assessment repeated to anyone who asked, "All on me."
Yeah.
Fair.
See, they're all too nice. They're all brought up right, and I don't like it.
But I mean, he did a similar thing in the sprint as well. You know, penultimate lap, goes wide, and then suddenly the battle with Piastri was off. He has his moments of being really sloppy at the wrong time, where he really needs to not be sloppy.
Yeah, agreed. I don't really know what that was.
Giving George Russell 2024. He's surprised I know that.
I don't even know what you're referencing.
Give us the context.
Well, because I remember watching some of the 2024 season with both of you.
Singapore.
And didn't George Russell, like, in the final laps, just crash?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was
hit
leading.
into the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right where it said gap.
Yeah.
Yeah. The explainer on why the 20-second penalty wasn't lenient, if you care to know. The argument from Ferrari fans was that Charles's car was broken, so he had to cut corners, and he wasn't trying to gain an advantage, he was just trying to finish the fucking race. But the steward's counter was that they're not deciding what he was trying to do. They're deciding whether he gained time that he wouldn't have otherwise had. And he did. So cutting those corners saved him time.
Yeah.
And that time kept him in contention with George and Max in the closing corners. Whether or not he successfully held them off doesn't matter. Gaining the advantage is the main offence that he was guilty for. And 20 seconds is what a drive-through penalty costs in race time, and that's a standard punishment that would have happened in any circumstance.
Realistically, that is still an advantage to him, that 20-second penalty, because the other option would have been to retire?
Yeah.
And then he would have DNF'd and gotten 0 points from the race.
So he's still got 4.
Yeah, true.
At least he's still got points. So, fair enough.
Well, one other driver got a penalty as well after the race. And his name is Max Verstappen.
Oh.
He got a 5-second time penalty for a pit lane exit infringement.
He basically crossed the white line at the pit exit. There's obviously a line that goes on the road, and you can't cross that until you've got to the end of it. It then cuts off and you can then cross over. You have to stay on one side for safety because you're still building up speed as you get out of the pit lane limiter area. So what would normally be like a headline at any other race weekend, for some reason this became a small little footnote that he had this. But it was a procedural mistake that didn't actually change his classification because the gap to 6th was big enough to just absorb that penalty.
Yeah.
So it didn't really matter why it wasn't a big deal. But it would have been like any normal Sunday, it would have been like Verstappen penalised after race. But this week
is just
it
like
was
a
just
little slap on the
it was
wrist.
just a little meh, pointless.
Yeah.
They have to give him the penalty. They gave the penalty they would have always given, and that was that. But it didn't really make an impact. But he did do that. Very sloppy for him. I was actually quite surprised. But also, what didn't really get covered in the race was that Lewis was going fucking nowhere fast.
Yeah.
He was kind of just in no man's land, doing his own
Literally
thing.
the whole race.
Literally the whole race. Like, no improvements anywhere.
Yeah.
No fancy strategy. No pushing the tyres. Nothing.
Yeah.
Don't think I heard him on the radio once.
I don't think he had anything to fucking say, doll.
Yeah.
He's in La La Kardashian land.
Literally. But he hit Colapinto at turn 11 on the opening lap and then spent 56 more laps driving a Ferrari with bodywork hanging off of it, apparently, which I didn't really see on any of the cameras.
I think the coverage is getting sloppy.
I think the coverage is getting so sloppy.
Yeah, like, can we talk about that for a
sloppy.
second?
Yeah.
Because they're missing out so many important things. Like, I brought up the Hülkenberg thing. That should have been... I get it, it's one of the midfield teams, and I get that maybe it wasn't that significant, but at least put a few seconds of him retiring on the screen so we can understand the context.
Yeah.
Lawson hit into Gasly and Gasly flipped over. We didn't see Lawson retiring. We just saw it on the screen where he DNF'd.
Yeah.
They never revealed what the penalty for Lawson was as well.
Sorry, we also saw Gasly tumbling down the order, and we didn't see...
And we were just like, wait, what's happening? What's
the
happening?
timing screen was the only thing that was giving us any fucking insight, and they still haven't changed it back to being able to see the tenths and the hundreds and the thousands of a second, and I don't like it.
When Max tumbled down the order as well in the opening laps when he spun, it took them so long to do a replay of that to understand what actually happened. It's just so sloppy, and it's like, if it's already a confusing sport to get into, you need to give all of these details and context. Like, don't leave it out. Don't think people are going to assume.
And on the closing lap, obviously we know that Leclerc had that issue and then was driving slowly, and George and Max were both catching up to him. Instead, they're showing us the big screen image of Kimi Antonelli crossing the line, and now we have to watch Lando cross the line, and then Piastri cross the line.
So we can say, Kimi Antonelli originated from Italy. He's 90. Yeah, I know all of that.
Yeah.
I know he's young. I know he's really good. I know he's controlled this race beautifully for his age. I know all of that. But I don't know about the fuckers behind. There's a man in a red car desperately trying, and I can't see what he's doing. It's so infuriating, and I don't know. So I know that with live television, it's a lot of stress. You have a lot of screens, you have a lot of things going on here, right? And I get that there's like, you're editorially, you're looking at like, you're coming to the end of the race, the commentators are going to say their bit, they need to then show Antonelli crossing the line. But if there's still drama for the podium places and just after, you need to show that. You need to. Like, if you remember last year when we were in Singapore, again, actually, with Lewis breaking his brakes, they just went and they weren't working. And Fernando was catching him, trying to get past, and everything was going on. We didn't see any of that properly. It was in a tiny screen. And I'm like, why the fuck aren't we seeing this? So, I think the coverage is crap half the time. And then you see things like, oh, it's lovely to see Charles Leclerc's wife. I would love to see
yeah.
what's happening with him in the race. Like, I don't get it. Very strange.
Literally.
Yeah.
Should we all take a deep breath after that?
Yeah. You know who else needed to take a deep breath?
Who?
Carlos Sainz.
Oh,
But
yeah.
hey, I haven't finished my talking point!
Oh, sorry, you go for it, hun.
Okay.
I thought I segued that quite nicely, though. So
Yeah,
it's-
but the
quite
problem is that...
upsetting that I
But
don't
I was
get
trying to say the
Lewis.
talking point about Lewis, and then Reem interrupts to talk about the coverage, and I tried to carry on, and then you started talking about something else.
Okay, I'll be patient.
So he told the reporters
So Carlos
after
You go.
He told reporters after the race that it had not been a good weekend at all, and he finished 7th in both the sprint and the Grand Prix and described himself as in no man's land. That's what we said on Sunday. He was promoted to 6th after Charles's penalty, but the pace deficit was the story. He was 9 seconds behind his teammate at the flag in a damaged car on a weekend Ferrari brought 11 upgrades.
That's embarrassing.
The Ferrari era is increasingly looking like the Mercedes years did at the end. A man with 7 titles slowly figuring out he's not going to win an 8th.
Oh.
Sorry, that was quite savage for me.
It was a bit.
Where is that fight from all the drivers? You guys have had a month-long break.
We didn't. We've been hustling on content.
Yes,
we've been buying your shit.
Yes, we've been putting out weekly content.
Yeah, we're tired,
But-
Bev.
yes.
We're tired.
Yes, but you've had a month-long unexpected break.
You've been chilling at Coachella. You've been
Yeah.
doing all sorts.
Why didn't you practice? Why didn't you, why didn't you actually familiarize yourself with the upgrades? Where's that fight coming into the new race? Like, you can't be checked out at the 5th race of the season. 4th race of the season.
Thank
It's
you.
worse.
It's a whole race worth.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
Says Reem.
Yeah. They listen to me, obviously.
Yeah. Well, talk to your mans. Because he was frustrated.
But he's in a Williams. There's not much he can do. It's quite a shit car this year.
But my radio moment of the race was Carlos Sainz, who had a little moan about Max Verstappen when he was trying to work his way up the field and said something to the effect of he's racing aggressively because he's racing against the midfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows he doesn't belong there.
Yeah.
Fucking fair fucks. Well, I mean, it was a good day for Williams today.
Was it?
They had a double points finish.
Come on, Williams!
Did they?
Oh,
Come on,
wow,
Willy
girls.
Woo!
Yeah, Willy Woo.
I don't know. I was
Alright.
trying something.
Yeah, Carlos and Alex came home in 9th and 10th, which was the first double points finish of the Williams season, and exactly the kind of opportunistic results that James Vowles had built the team for. Both drivers benefited from the chaos, but neither put a foot wrong to deserve it. And Williams sit a long way clear of Aston Martin, Cadillac, and a still hobbled Audi. That has brought Williams, they are in P8 currently,
Damn.
which I actually think is pretty nice for them.
Yeah.
And I think that they've had some upgrade packages which has tried their best to help with the overweight issues that they had, because 5,000 new parts were brought to Miami, including their first weight saving measures. If you remember, the Williams car is a tubby thing. And the car they'd intended to debut in Australia, but they ended up having to delay, was rewarded with a double points finish, Sainz in 9th and Albon in 10th. So I was very happy about that for them. I think that was
for
really
them.
good.
Yeah. Also, round of applause to Alpine with the exemption of Gasly, being DNF, but that wasn't his fault. Round of applause for Alpine.
Yes.
Because they're honestly doing very, very, very well this season. Colapinto.
Round of applause. Round of applause specifically for Colapinto, who took home 6 points.
Yeah, honestly. Good
7th
for
place.
him. Well-
Gasly, obviously, yeah.
They had a heavy upgrade package that they brought this weekend.
Well, it's
Ooh.
working.
They had a new nose, new brake drums, suspension fairings, rear wing, and Franco Colapinto made Q3 for the first time and finished 7th after Charles's penalty.
You
More
should be
than
proud.
20 seconds clear of the next midfield runner. So obviously tempered by the fact that Gasly finished upside down. But the ceiling has clearly risen for the French team because they seem to have escaped the midfield, which I did not think that they would have ever said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes no
good for
sense.
them.
I would not think I would have said that. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think that would happen. Whatever, just
Okay.
take one of those. I don't know. Take one of them, all of them.
I'll
I don't
take
care.
all of them.
There you go.
Good
Nice.
for them. Yeah.
I felt sorry for Hadjar. He looked like he was really hurting himself. in the
Oh,
car.
yeah.
Yeah.
He is his toughest critic,
He is.
and he needs to work on that.
I mean, like, they
Yeah.
kept the camera on it so long, and I was like, just stop showing him, because then he might stop hitting himself. Like, he
Yeah.
keeps hitting himself. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, you could hear people in the pub like, oh, like,
Yeah.
it was a bit like, I feel like he was going to give himself concussion.
Yeah.
I felt like he was going to, they'd be like, Isaac, are you okay? And he would like hit himself so hard that he would be like, and he'd be out. You know what I mean? Because he was just, it was a hard hit.
With a helmet as well. I have one final talking point.
Oh, yeah.
The race winner, Kimi Antonelli. Did you notice anything on the podium?
He had a purple suit.
Ugly suit.
It's not where I was going, but yeah, it was a hideous
Mohammed Ben
suit.
Sulayem poured water on his head in a really creepy way.
Yeah, what is wrong with him?
The first comment I saw under it was like, his name's definitely in the files.
He's so weird with the drivers. It's so odd. Like, you can understand why Piastri went out of his way to avoid him last year.
If you saw the coverage, you'd see Kimi Antonelli like standing after the race. He's taken off his helmet and he's like just getting himself sorted, taking off his gloves and stuff like that.
Drinking some water.
And then Mohammed Ben Sulayem, who is, sorry, for those that don't know, is the president of the FIA. And we don't hate him, but we don't massively like some of the things that
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, he doesn't, I don't know, he's a bit controlling, and he doesn't always take. The reason that I'm not massively loving his style of leadership is that he's kind of removed people from his team when they've tried to speak against him.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he's tried to like basically remove anyone else being able to go for the FIA presidency. Yeah. And on top of that, he hasn't conversed and had real discussions and open conversations with the drivers about rule changes and tweaks over the years, and then just enforce things abruptly for no reason. So after that, you kind of think like,
it's giving
power
corrupt.
hungry. Yeah, you're a bit power hungry.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was just pouring water over Kimi Antonelli, this young boy who's pouring water over him. And then it cuts to Kimi Antonelli's dad, and his dad's looking like a bit like, the fuck?
Yeah,
it was really awkward.
And his
like,
mum's like,
literally, it was really awkward. But like, yeah, all the comments were like, it's a bit fucking weird, isn't it? Like,
but he was like that with Norris as well. When
He was
Norris
like
was
that with
winning, he
Norris.
kept like going over and like ruffling his hair and like pinching his cheeks.
He would do
It's
that,
like,
but he would put both his hands on his left cheek and his right cheek, and would like be really close to him. I'm like, this isn't a romantic moment. Like, I don't know why you're doing this.
Oh my god, I would need the Mohammed Ben Sulayem Wattpads.
Oh no.
Someone do it.
No.
If the thing is, you have to be the change you want to see in the world. So if there isn't any, we should make one.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Is
use
what I'm saying.
ChatGPT.
We can use our own brains, babe.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, the thing I was going to say.
The purple suit. The purple suit. Barney the dinosaur won on Sunday.
Yeah.
No, anything else that you noticed on the podium?
I noticed there wasn't George Russell on the podium. Is that what you were leading to?
No. He had a different bottle to everyone because he won, but it's illegal for him to drink in the States.
What did
So
he
he
have?
had sparkling water.
Oh.
It's a bit sad, isn't it?
Why didn't they have sparkling water for Isaac Hadjar then?
That's a good
Did
point.
where did he win?
Last year.
He had a
Yeah,
podium.
but where did he get a podium?
He did get a podium. He came third.
No, I know,
Gosh,
but
where was
where?
it?
Dutch Grand Prix.
Yeah, so he would have been legal.
Yeah, but he's Muslim. He doesn't drink.
Yeah, but I guess they just assumed that he does.
Yeah, but I'm not being funny. It's not about doing things legally. It's also about being inclusive. Like, he's
No,
fucking
I
Muslim.
know, I
Like,
know.
Just
why-
ask
I know,
everyone what their
but I think-
dietary requirements
Literally.
are.
I know, but I think they just assumed that he does drink, and then with the Kimi, it's like actually illegal.
I know, but my point is like, it's fine to go by the law, but if you really care, you'll go by the law and also like what people's
Preference.
preferences and needs
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll change it. Maybe
Yeah.
this is the change.
They should change it
Yeah.
because poor Isaac doesn't want to not win.
But
Just
then
because...
I guess as well, like, he still has to be careful of the other drivers because if they want champagne, they should get champagne.
Yeah, but my point is that his bottle shouldn't have alcohol in it if
Yeah.
it's haram for him to drink it and
Yeah,
he doesn't
yeah.
want to drink it. So
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
you don't want to discourage somebody from winning a championship because they're scared of the podium.
Yeah, true.
You can't make it anti-Muslim as a fucking podium.
Yeah.
The FIA president is Muslim. It doesn't make sense.
Just get a non-alcoholic champagne.
All right, well, now that that's all done and dusted, shall we move on to the Grand Prix podium?
Yeah, boy.
We're going to start off with who the prick of the Miami Grand Prix is, who was a disappointment.
Got mine.
Oh, you got yours already?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that was quick.
Thank you.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Charles
Liam
Leclerc.
Lawson.
Okay, so we had Liam Lawson, Lewis Hamilton, and Charles Leclerc.
Sorry, my man flipped a driver in the air
Yeah, fair.
and then tried to say, fuck this shit, I'm out, and tried to drive off. Why is this a discussion? What are you talking about?
That's so valid.
Fuck this shit, I'm up. much.
Oh, fair. I said Leclerc because he threw himself away, basically.
That is actually very fair.
Yeah.
That's very fair.
In both the sprint and in the race.
I feel like there was something wrong with the Charles Leclerc's car. I
Yeah,
don't know
he
that
was
that
driving it.
Yeah, but I don't know if that, I feel like it was something else. I feel like there's something problem with that Ferrari. I'm not sure.
I will say my second option was going to be Liam.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You still haven't let that go, have you?
It was insane. Liam Lawson flipping Gasly, so that was my second choice.
Flipped him like a fucking pancake.
Yeah.
And just, just drove off.
You know what? Just for your explanation, I'll go Lawson.
Thank you so much. Drama school.
The
drama
power
school.
of pizzazz.
Thank you.
Now we're going to award Grand, whose performance was good, who, after the Miami Grand Prix, deserves a pat on the back. 3, 2, 1. Kimi
Lando
Antonelli.
Norris.
Ooh, okay, you said Lando, I said Kimi, you said Franco.
Yeah.
I'm saying Kimi because he won the race.
Yep.
He's got that whole 3 consecutive poles and wins thingy bob. Good job. But he does need to work on his race starts.
Yeah.
And
Immediately.
he threw himself away in the sprint.
Yeah.
Like, he was his own worst enemy because of his race start and
Very
stuff
true.
like that. And I think that if he had had a perfect sprint and a perfect race, then I would have been more lenient and might have given him a Grand Prix position. But I think he still shows some very obvious signs of needs work.
Yeah, fair.
Mine was Franco Colapinto.
Yeah.
And it was because he went from being the only driver in 2025 to finish the season with 0 points to getting 6 points in this race, in the 4th race of the season. And it's not the first time he's gotten points this season either. So I think he's had such a huge improvement from last year. Obviously, the car has gotten better, and as you said, they've brought upgrades for this race. But I think he needs a pat on the back for the performance he's done.
Yeah, valid. And you said?
I said Lando. I think it would have been hard for him going from the end of 2025, a hard-fought battle, becoming world champion, which was his total and utter dream, and he's been able to wear that crown, come into 2026, hopeful that his car would be really competitive and he can continue off where he finished and be a stronger, more complete driver, and his car just wasn't very effective at all. They didn't really have an answer for it. Mercedes was sailing off. There was talks about McLaren not feeling like they really understood or were given an instruction manual for the fucking engine that they got. Should have been a rocket ship. Was looking a little bit like a limp dick left, right and centre. And as soon as the car has got an upgrade and it's starting to look competitive, Lando has seized that opportunity and he's wrung the neck of it and he's got some results out of it. And getting a P2 after where they've been, which is kind of nowhere, bit like Lewis, bit no man's landish, not much character coming out of that car. It came alive and Lando was on it, especially in terms of speed. I mean, Piastri really wasn't there this weekend. He finished 3rd, which was a great result. But if we looked at qualifying, if you remember, Piastri was really far off the pace and was actually at points at risk of elimination, which is crazy, whereas Lando was in the fight and his name was up at the top quite a fucking lot, and he was setting some really red hot times. And if you think about the change in confidence, I think winning that championship has brought him a level of confidence in his own convictions. So I think P2 is a fantastic result, and I think it was nice to see Lando be the lead car and be on it and in it and up for the challenge. And I think in the past, he's been very self-deprecating and maybe almost a little bit down on his own confidence. I felt like I was watching a very self-assured driver and it was a joy to see.
Okay. I'm leaning towards Colapinto or
I spoke for like a minute and a half.
and it was pointless.
Okay.
Reem
Colapinto.
You standing firm?
I'm standing firm.
Okay, Colapinto then.
Woohoo!
Still standing firm, like tofu.
And now we're going to award the Grand Prix, whose performance in the Miami Grand Prix was amazing, whose performance was as good as this incredible podcast that you are currently listening to. 3, 2, 1.
Lando Norris.
What?
Lando Norris.
I just said that and you just completely dismissed it.
Well, yeah,
What, you
we're
said
saying
it
for Grand Prix.
Grand. I wanted him for Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Oh, girlies, I feel betrayed on the pod.
Why do you betrayed? I
I
don't
just said
want
that my whole
Grand.
spiel was pointless and now you're going to regurgitate it back to me and I've got to listen to it.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Go on, Reem. Give us your reasonings.
what she said.
That was bitchy and you know it was.
Okay, my turn. Copy paste.
No!
Tell us about Max.
Max is a lovely man. He's won 4 times like, as a champion. That's pretty good.
Tell us about Max in the Miami Grand Prix.
You didn't ask me for that, did you?
Well, now I am.
He's a father. So...
He's a father.
He qualified P2 and he finished P4. It sounds bad, but then you hear the story this man went on.
Self-inflicted.
It went from power to self-adversity.
Self-adversity?
Yeah. To an early stop and a long journey back up the ladder. Like snakes and ladders. He went down his own personal snake and then he came up a ladder. And the chaos and the strife and the struggle. He continued to work hard like the champion he was until he glimpsed at glory and he said, no, P4 will do. And he ended his race there.
And he did all of that in Miami. Us.
Thank you.
And us, say Lando Norris.
Boo.
2 against 1.
Loser.
2 against 1.
It's 2 became 1.
That was the fucking pun, you moron.
All right.
God, I need a new audience.
Why?
Because you guys aren't performing the way I want you to laugh at me.
Don't you mean you need new co-hosts then?
I don't know. It's 23 minutes past midnight. How do I know? Can't wait for Reem to make me a tea after this.
I'm planning to go to sleep.
No.
No, I'm planning to go to sleep.
No.
Well, there you have it. That is our Grand Prix podium.
I'll pay you a 5 if you can remember the fucking order. Go.
Prick we gave... Oh, shit. Prick we gave to Charles Leclerc?
No, that was your
No,
choice.
it was Liam Lawson. And
You've lost the fiver, but keep going.
Prick was Liam Lawson, Grand was Franco Colapinto, and Grand Prick was Lando Norris.
And that is all she wrote.
And there's no race again next week.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm going to fucking lose it. We're going to have a really interesting episode about trophies. I'm so tired.
If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. You can.
Please do it. We're hanging creatively by a thread.
We've had a lot of time to fill with content. If you would like to see more from us, we're on socials. Grand Prix Garden is going interestingly. So stay tuned for that.
She hasn't been watering it, so that's the first
I
problem.
have.
First,
She's been watching it, but like she'll do it once a week and she'll overly water it.
yeah, and then
I saw her today pour it like fucking olive oil.
yeah, but she said she was like, oh dear, my Grand Prix garden is looking grand. So she's definitely scorched that. It's been really hot weather recently.
I can't control nature.
You can control watering plants.
I have an axolotl tank to look after as well.
With
I've
no
bitten off
axolotl
more
in
than I
it.
can chew. Oh, I've bitten off
This
way
is
more
currently
than I
the
can
easiest
chew.
state your tank will be in because it has no animal in it.
Oh, can you imagine when I have to do the water changes and I have to siphon out shit?
I don't know what that means.
And you have to hand feed the axolotl.
Yeah.
With some tweezers. I'd love to be tweezer fed my food.
That'd be so scary.